made this.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. What's popping, guys? Welcome to Zir Talks and welcome to Football Rig. Dual stream again, you know what I'm saying, on both channels, guys. It's that simple. Top BINS Ya AKHI. We're here, 7th episode. You know what I'm saying? Sami, akhiran, you're back. Alhamdulillah, as-salam. How are you doing, man?
Yeah, man, it's been a long ass vacation, but yeah, we're here, man. We're back, and you know, expect a lot of work. Expect a lot of videos as well. Hit the like, guys. Hit the like button. Subscribe to both channels.
Yeah, man. Hey, guys, listen, slap the likes and subscribe to both channels, guys. His channel should be linked on my title for those watching through me. And for those watching through him, hey, listen, jump on into Zero Talks, you know, like, subscribe, you get content of football in general and my team Bayern and Hilal play actually in an hour or so. So it'll be interesting. First game under Inzaghi, you get what I'm saying. But guys, listen, subscribe, like, comment, and inshallah you're well wherever you are. I say we kick things off though. You know what? Let's start quickly with Saudi League. It started yesterday. And Al Ahly played Neom. I actually saw the highlights. It was actually a very interesting game. Fun fact for you all Premier League fans. You know Diokore is there. Ben Rahman, the man. They're all there. They're there, man.
Neom is coming to the scene. I mean, they are going, you know, under the radar somehow. You don't hear about them much, but they are signing good players.
Yeah. They're doing the Al Qadsiya thing. And also Khalud have a new investor as well. But Saudi League, other than the Big Four, low-key are doing more than the Big Four. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because there's a lot to do there, you know. I mean, to get to the level of the Big Four and Saudi League, they need to do a lot of groundwork. So they have a lot to catch up.
Yeah, 100%, man. But yeah, the Ahly game against Neom, I thought it was actually a pretty interesting game. They won 1-0, Ivan Toney scoring. Market opportunity, guys, on Ivan Toney for those stuff. He's actually been very good for Al Ahly this past year, man. I can't even lie.
Yeah, he won the Champions League, man. You can't say shit.
Yeah, and he played a big role. I'm not the biggest fan of this player, but Galeno played a role when he come in the halfway through the season. Mahrez, he's been hit and miss, but when he hits because of how good of a footballer he is. You know what I mean? Like, Frank Kessie, by the way, bro, that guy, man. Well, يقدر يقود اي فريق ترى. This guy can lead any team. This guy is crazy,
man. You're talking about Ivan Toney, right?
Frank Kessie.
That guy, even Kessie. I mean, when you're playing in an elite football like Barca, regardless if you are even a starter, he was a starter in Barca, if I recall. I mean, when you're playing in such elite football and you go to any other club, you have that kind of winning mentality and you bring it to the new team that you're there. So it's nothing really, I would say, surprising from Kessie or any player that comes from an elite football team such as Barcelona.
Yeah, but the problem is, I mean, some teams, let's be honest, they come to the Saudi League and like they don't perform to the level because they don't
slack
care
off
enough.
a bit.
Yeah, it's because, like, you know, Mahrez is the one example I was talking about when I say he's hit and miss. Because there are some games you can tell this guy's like, not feeling it today, you know. I just want to finish the game, go back home, eat some kapsa or something, you know, like that's you know, that's what I feel like he does, bro. Like some players do this, by the way. That's why
maybe.
But that's why when a lot of foreign fans, and I don't know if you get this a lot, Yasami, they say, "Oh, it's easy to piss on the Saudi league," you know, like as in they cook the Saudi league. Because a lot of fans English they say like this. It's like it depends if you care or you don't. You know?
That's true, but also the demanding in terms of physicality in Saudi league, man, is
Yeah, Loki is
giant,
underrated. I agree.
man. Because when you're
It's
running,
underrated.
in 45 degrees Celsius with this kind of humidity, sometimes in Jeddah or even in where I'm staying in Sharjah, man, it requires a lot of
Yeah,
energy. It
yeah,
requires big I mean effort from the players to actually play in such environments and harsh environments, and that's why it's like you said, low key is underrated. It's really underrated. I mean, not a lot of players succeed, and not because the football is bad or they slack off and they get a lot of money and they just sit on their ass and do
some
nothing.
do. Some do. I have to agree.
Some do, but eventually, if you're a professional footballer and
Yeah,
work
you show
ethics,
element of care. Yeah, I get you 100%.
yeah, I
Depends
mean,
on the, but again, comes down to mentality, Sammy. هل الفكرة. It comes down to like the mentality. You know what I mean? If you have
mhm,
like that mentality of like, you know what, I have an element of professionalism that I'm willing to play no matter where I am, whatever, whatever, you know?
mhm.
Now you talk about this other aspects, But if you don't, then it's like, what's the point of having these other conversations if you're not even gonna care to begin with, fam? This is where I'm coming from. So
Yeah, that's true. That's I cannot deny that fact as well.
yeah. But I just want to talk on that. Hilal play Riyadh in a bit. I'll do a watch along for that after the stream. Um, be interesting to see how we do against the Riyadh because that's that's a derby. Funny
Mhm,
enough,
mhm.
my ancestors were kind of involved with that team ages ago. I didn't even know about this. That's why my family name they have a very soft spot for that team, Riyadh. So I don't want to hurt them too much. To be honest, I don't want to hurt them too much. Even though
Okay.
I remember in Neymar's debut, we heard them like 6 goals, and I was at that game. It was mad. But yeah, listen, I say we move on now. That's enough talk on Saudi. Let's talk
Mhm.
about your club, bro. Quickly.
What about? Well,
You got
my
Eze on
club.
the way. Henkapié.
Yes,
Coming
Hincapie is
in.
on the way, as I heard. It's gonna be a loan with an obligation to buy, so that's good in terms of financial. So it doesn't really hit you in this year in terms of your financial books. Uh, Eze came in terms of the league. We won 2 games. I think also the Champions League draw was drew
We got
about.
each other. We got each other. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's against you guys and another big team. I think are we gonna play second. I can't remember the
You
draw.
play Inter Milan as the other
Enter,
tough.
yes, that's the one.
Inter
Bayern
is the other
Munich and
tough
Inter
one.
Milan, that's the most toughest ones. And then the next run, relatively, they are a bit easier than Bayern Munich or Inter Milan. So it's a good draw for us. The one that you really should watch is the PSG one, man.
Oh yeah, bro.
That's a death row. That's a death row,
Bro,
man.
bro. For us, we got Chelsea at the Allianz. We got
Okay.
you at the Emirates and PSG at Parc des Princes. Those are like the three games that you could say are like. But the
Mm-mm.
thing is with Chelsea, I said this yesterday. It all depends on when we play them because Chelsea could have a tough schedule if we get them in the first game, for
Right.
example, and that could help us a lot. But now, if we play them in the second game, we have the tough schedule, and now
What is the last time you played them? Was it 2012, the final?
the 2020, we won 3-0. Nabry scored.
Oh, okay.
And Davies
Okay.
burst himself into the scene, and
Okay.
yeah, and
Okay.
then we
Okay.
won 4-1 in COVID. It was the COVID season, basically, you could say,
Mm-mm.
or like the start in which we ended up winning the treble.
I
That one.
see. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, since then, I don't think we've played them. Yeah, I don't think we've played them ever since.
Okay. Okay.
So yeah,
Fairs.
but yeah, I do agree. In our side, the one I'm mainly concerned with is PSG. That PSG game is gonna, like, I know we gave them a go in the Club World Cup, but to lose to against them with them having 9 men is still, I mean, you know what I mean? It's still so.
Yeah, Chelsea can
We need to
surprise you,
up our
man.
game,
I
but
mean,
we need to up our game. The thing, like, yeah, we've played better ball in general, but the
yeah,
finishing, when you don't finish your chances, it's like, what's the point? You know what I mean?
yeah. If you don't score, you concede. I mean, that's the 101 rule in football.
But you know what? You know what, man? You brought up my club, man. You know what happened at Newcastle, right? They got Nick Voltemada. The
Yeah, yeah,
solution.
I
Finally
heard
got
about
us.
that guy.
They finally got us. I actually talked about this in my stream a few hours ago, and I actually want to know your opinion. Like, if you're like, you can't do this thing, right? In which you want a player, but then you're not doing what it takes to get a player. If you really don't want this player, you may as well just move on to another guy. That's the way.
Right.
That's what I was kind of saying. Long story short, I don't
Hmm.
know if you agree with this or not, because I feel like that's what we've been doing the entire summer, and that's exactly why we've been losing out on a lot of targets. Because it's like we want the player, but we're not willing to pay the money to get the player in a market that's so inflated.
Well, I think the best approach for any signing in that matter is to approach the player first and see if he's willing to come. That's the first thing, and you
And
agree.
he was willing to come in our case. He was willing to
Okay,
come.
so if you check that box, then the next thing is you approach, the agent and see what kind of conditions are laying behind the contract. How are you going to release it? Is it a release clause? Is it a certain fee that the club is looking for, or the selling club is looking for? That's the way you approach it. I mean, if you don't check those boxes, you might stop and get stuck in a certain way where you're negotiating add-ons, or you're negotiating you don't evaluate the same amount, like they were asking for 80 mil, but you're willing to pay only 60 mil. So it's a lot of things, but I don't see the complexity in the matter. If all these boxes are checked, if you agree with the player, if the agent approached the club, the conditions and terms that the player will leave, then what's the hassle? I don't know why the negotiating take that long, and they negotiate a few millions. I mean, if they want 60 mil, then pay the 60 mil. You can negotiate a few millions. Maybe you want to discuss the structure of the payment. Is it going to be installments? Is it going to be
So
add-ons? That's the kind of things that the clubs need to agree on.
yeah, so here's the thing. Initially, because here's the thing, Stuttgart as well. By the way, they've been like doing this whole contradictory BS in which they would basically do say for first they wanted 80 million, تمام. بعدين they said that 75 mil. They were trying to like يعني lower it up a bit. They're like, you know what, fine. But then we made these first two offers. And then, to be honest, these first two offers, listen, I understand in negotiating you have to test the waters. I understand. But
Yeah, you
40
gotta
million,
lowball them at first. Yeah.
no, but initially 40 million is not good enough. 55 million, not good, but يعني it's more respectable, right? Then you
Yeah.
get to, then they actually had a meeting. I think it was like some Zoom or face call. I don't know what meeting. It was some video conference meeting.
Right.
And it was basically our two directors, actually one CEO, one director, and
Mm-hmm.
then they had their version of their own. And they had the conversation, and the offer that Bayern were willing to make was 60 million euros. And I believe his agent, I think was Valtimar's agent, was involved in the call, and they were willing to basically add a sell-on clause onto this deal, so it can kind of like help like all parties. Basically, they were trying to do that. So they were trying to basically, try help finance and move and all that stuff. But then what happened was like Stuttgart's like, no, 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 no. Now
Mm-hmm.
I want 75 million again. So they backtracked on everything they said initially before they had that meeting. So
Okay.
so on one end I'm thinking Stuttgart, like damn you. But then also I'm thinking, like, if we were going to go through all this hassle, why didn't we just go look elsewhere earlier? If
Mm-hmm.
we were not willing to like meet a certain demand, So I'm like looking in two heads here, personally, in
So
my
let me understand, because I remember you talked about this player a couple of weeks ago, that you wanted him and all that, and your
yeah,
club is looking
I
into.
was willing to take him because I felt like he could have been, because he can play like a 10 and he can play up front, even though he's
Right.
massive,
Right. So my
right?
question is, you didn't agree on the fee, basically, right?
So I
Is that?
just so
I mean, the
so
club, between the clubs, they didn't agree on the fee. Is that
yeah,
what
yeah,
really
yeah. It
stopped
was
it?
basically a whole fee disagreement. It was not the player that rejected us. Like, 'cause the player really wanted to join us, and then
Right.
we played them in the DFL Super Cup. Their supervisory board basically said if they don't come up with a solution by then, he's no longer being sold. He's being a Stuttgart player, and they wanted, and the board, coach, even Sebastian Hones, who's by the way the
Mm-hmm.
nephew of Bobby
Mm-hmm.
Hones, our supervisory board leader. They all said that basically that they are planning to continue with him for the coming season. Next thing you know, now Newcastle they're paying 80 million plus add-ons, which takes up to 90 million. Khalas, now boom. So it's just because Stuttgart got the offer that they wanted out of a
I
team,
mean,
and they gave
and
in the player.
also the player is interested in the project of Newcastle. I mean,
Yeah, he
yes,
is interested. Yeah, of course. When Bayern thing is finished, obviously you're gonna change. And I've said this even before. Yeah, Sammy, I said this.
Hmm.
Players are going to change their minds. It's common in
Yeah, I mean,
football.
if
You
you have
know?
a really good selling pitch as a project, as a club, and you say, "Hey, listen, this is our project. We're looking into winning stuff. Our goal is to win stuff, and you're a main target. You're going to be a main guy, a main star in the team." I mean, why not? I mean, it depends on how you, I mean, how you presented this project and your sales pitch. I mean, and there's a comment here from Domsbury, I think.
Yeah, I
Is
said
Dom?
no top German talent want to play in the. I don't think that's for the team.
Lately it's kind of low-key true. I
It's
mean, if you look at Verts, if we look at this guy, I don't know this guy. I'm not gonna pretend that I know him, okay, but I heard a lot from you as well, and I read about him. He seems like a guy, a go-to guy, but I can't really judge him. Is he a good player? Does he fit Newcastle's
I
tactics?
think
Does
he
he
can
fit the
do a
team?
job. He can do a job.
Yeah, well,
He'll be okay.
I'll trust your word for it because I really don't watch the Bundesliga, to be honest. So I'm not really gonna comment on his.
I will say though,
No.
he will have the Premier League is very physical, especially in the defensive side.
Right.
So I would say though he would have to be very prepared for that because it happened when we played them. Even like Upamecano popped.
So he's a number 10 or is he a striker? Just so I
He's a
can.
striker, but like he can play. He can do a job dropping deep and trying to link up and all that stuff.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
checking now his numbers. I just want to look at
His
his
numbers
numbers.
is he played like half of last season and he scored like in the Bundesliga, I believe, was it 12
So he
goals?
was. So you're saying he was injured. So he's 23. Wow, he's almost 2 meters. Wow.
Yeah. He طويل
I
ترى.
mean, he fits Newcastle. He fits Newcastle.
Yeah. هو طويل ترى. He's very tall. You know.
He does fit them. All right, let's see. Curry season. So what was his 25? No, I don't want to see 25, 26. It's 24, 25.
He played half a
So
season. Keep in mind.
28 games, 12 goals, 2 assists. So 14 GAs and 28. It's not bad.
Yeah. But keep in mind, he played majority of
Yeah,
his
we're
minutes halfway towards the end.
halfway towards the end. Yeah, I can see he played a center forward, second striker, and attacking midfield. So he's a bit versatile in the central, I mean, forward
Yeah.
attacking area. Yeah, I see
Yeah.
that. See that.
Yeah, bro.
Well,
By the way, that's false. Like, that ain't happening. You guys can keep dreaming. Bro, you know what it is, Sammy, معلش, but this Bayern fan, he's been trying to report things on Bayern because he's not happy that things ain't going his way at the club. Literally, I'm not happy neither, but like that's not how you do things, bro. I'll be honest. And he got it wrong even as of right now. Let's see if it happens next year. I doubt he'll leave because, anyways, a point of in the release clause, the player will have to want to leave. I don't think he'll want to leave Bayern right now. He won't.
yeah, well, for us as for Arsenal, I'm really happy. You know, if you're talking about your club, I'm going to talk about my club a little bit. I'm really happy from the performance they put in the first and second round of the Premier League. We won both games and we kept clean sheets, so really we're looking very sharp, and that's very good. Prior the game versus Liverpool, which will be in 2 days' time in Anfield, so we're going there strong. Liverpool also won their 2 games, but you know they looked a little bit
Yeah,
edgy at
that
the end. I mean,
Newcastle game,
they're
yeah,
yeah,
they got.
they nicked both games. I mean, even the game before that, they won at the minute 87th. They scored their third goal against, what was it, Brentford, or I can't remember, Bournemouth or something like that. But what I'm saying is, we're looking more stable, more strong, more strong headed, and I'm really happy to see this. And with Eze in, even though Saka got injured, I mean, he's our main guy. And I don't know. Do you think we're gonna hear a bomba in the last few days of the transfer window? I highly doubt it for Arsenal. But I was wishing to hear about Rodrigo or anything about Rodrigo. But it seems
No,
that he's gonna
Rodrigo,
stay in
he's
Real
staying.
Madrid.
He's staying.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. But yeah. So at least I'm not. We're gonna play Madueke there, even though I don't really rate the player, but at least he's not, a 15-year-old kid that you're relying on and you're putting all the pressure on. And speaking of 15, 16 years old, we have really good young talents that were coming in Arsenal, like Monieri. He's now a replacement for Odegaard. We saw him in the last game. He came in, he really put the effort, he assisted a goal. And Max Dowman came in as the youngest player who ever won a penalty or kind of assisted a goal at 15 years old. If he scores, by the way, this guy Max Dillman is going to be the youngest player in the whole of history of Premier League to score a goal. So that's really something to look forward to as Arsenal fans. Yes, Saka is injured. I think Odegaard. People said he might have an injury, but it seems not really a big deal. So he's going to play against Liverpool. So the only injury we have right now is Saka. So we hope him a speedy recovery. But so far, yeah, we're looking sharp. So do you think you're going to be able to nail us down in the Champions League?
It depends on what both our managers do in the game. That's what I think.
Oh, we're back
Honestly.
to the Arteta company debate.
Yeah. Hey, I guess now we get to find out, right?
Yes, that's true. That's very, very true. I
I
mean,
guess we
you
get
have
to
us.
find out. But bro, you know what it is? It's like both managers have this problem of managing games. You know what I mean? So
For Arteta, yes, he has some issues when
even
it comes
company,
to
both of
in-game
them.
management. In-game
Yeah.
management is something that he needs
So
to work
you
on.
know what it is? Let's be honest. We're gonna have majority of the ball. You guys are probably gonna sit back because Arteta likes to
Wait,
use his.
is it in Emirates?
Yeah, but still, it doesn't matter.
Nah, man.
We
No, no.
bro,
Yeah,
by the way,
no, no,
we
no,
went to
no.
Habibi, we went to Barcelona, had the ball, and Barca hit us in counter attack at their ground
No.
and beat us. It's possible. By the way, it can go to your favor. By the way, this style of football I'm talking about can go to your favor. You know why? It favors one guy. This one guy you just signed, Yokeras.
Jokeris, yeah.
Like, I'm a fair guy. Tara. I'm a fair guy.
Mm.
Like
So you
this
think
game,
you're gonna come to my
like I,
stadium?
I, I think we will be the ones with the ball, and you guys are gonna
Uh-huh.
take us in transition. Now it's a matter of can you guys score or can you not, and can
Right.
we score when we get our chances or can we not? Can managers
Hmm.
manage the game or not? This is one of them games. Usually, I would say, you know what, we're gonna go to Arsenal.
When is it? When is it? I'm
I
still
don't know. They
waiting to
haven't
see.
announced the games, but whenever that game happens, oh, it's gonna be long, bro.
Yeah,
If it's on Wednesday,
they
we may
have
have
to.
to do the show right before the game.
That's true. No, they didn't announce the dates. Yeah, you're right.
They didn't announce it. So yeah, when the schedule's out, we'll see what happens. But yeah, for the most part, I'm not gonna lie. Against you guys, it depends on what we do and what you do on the day. Like,
We'll see. We'll see. But back
like
to
I'm
this.
not as confident I was 2 years ago. 2 years ago in our worst season, I was actually more confident. This time, I'm not as confident. Believe it or not, because you
Really,
also have done your because you've done your job this summer.
where's football heritage and all that crap that you kept
But
saying?
that's no, no,
No.
yeah. Well, we also have to get back down to earth a little bit. Don't
No
get it twisted.
football heritage.
Heritage can play a role in the knockout stage. Is this the knockout stage or the league phase?
No, it's still a league phase.
أجل خلاص. It's a league phase. يعني if it's knockout stage, okay, I'll be a bit more confident. But this is league phase.
Mm,
So
mm.
yeah, that's what I would say in regards to that, man. But hey, listen, man, 5-0 win, fairs, bro. Yeah, I'm not even gonna lie. That Timber was on smoke, bro.
Yeah, he was cooking, bro.
Timber was on
Timber,
smoke, bro. I
he
can't
never
even
scored
lie.
goals in his life. I mean, and he did it. I mean, wow. I'm happy with the team performance that day. And the Max Dellman cameo, he came and played 30 minutes. A 15-year-old kid played 30 minutes in the Premier League, and I'm starting to see some. I mean, Arteta started to show some balls, man. I mean, I like what I'm seeing. I mean, usually he have this. I don't know if it's favoritism or is it, you know, he's being a bit conservative that he doesn't want to lose the lead or something like that. So that's why he always plays certain players, always that 11 or 12, 13 players that he rely on. Now I'm seeing that he's changing that. And I'm happy to see that. I mean, I want to see it more and more. Not just, I know it's Leeds United. It's not really a big team or something like that, but I want to see that more and more, even against the mid-table, even the big teams. Shows growth and mentality, shows growth when it comes to as a tactician, and I like what I'm seeing so far.
Nah,
Even
fair,
though
man.
Marti's out so far, but I have to give him credit. Credit is due now.
Nah, fair, bro. Fair enough. Fair enough. By the way, what role do you think Eze will play in this Arsenal team now? Because obviously it's obviously he's finally back at the club that once got rid of him. You know, worked his way
So
up.
yeah, I think he's gonna be our left winger. To be honest, if I'm being quite frank, I think he's gonna be our left winger because none of our left wingers are better than him. Even though he's not his main position is not the left wing, it's more in the attack and
Yeah,
midfield.
he can do a job. I know what you mean.
But he can do the job. But I think he's the best player we have that can play that role currently. I mean, if we're looking at Martinelli, if we're looking at Trossard, he's better than both of them easily. Uh, I think in more when we dominate the game and we hit like a low block team, I think he's gonna have like a two tens and only one pivot. So it's either Rice or Zubamendi, and then he was gonna have both Odegaard and Eze in the 10, and also another winger like Martinelli or Trossard. That's if we really playing a very aggressive and attacking football. So I'm interested to see what Arteta has and what he's gonna do. Is he gonna change a bit, or he's gonna always depend on two pivots, which is Rice and Zubamendi, or can he change and get one out and get Eze in and keep the winger and keep this attacking formation? We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. You know what? Let's talk on your competitors, man. Actually, there's two of your competitors we need to talk about. I want to talk quickly on the Liverpool because obviously they played Newcastle.
Grimsey.
Or we can talk, or we can talk about Man United. Oh my god! Well, I mean, where do we start, man?
Look,
Where?
man, if you want to hear about United, then I highly recommend you watch the last episode. I think from Ahua, the guys. I mean, the guys just nailed it, man. This team is hitting a downfall I never seen or never expected to see Manchester United in such a position, man. Wow, 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 wow. This is wow. I don't know what to say, man. The team is fumbling. I mean, is it Amarim? Is it the team? Is it? I don't know. I really
I've
don't know
had this
what's happening.
discussion with my friends,
Okay.
and what majority of them say, and to be honest, I agree with them, but I also do think manager needs to help himself. But they think this is beyond management. They think this is like,
It is. It is. I
and
think
I know,
it's
and
deep
I
rooted.
agree. That's why I said as much as I agree, like
Mm.
I think it is beyond management too. Like the thing is with them, it's I think their biggest problem is. Well, I don't know.
Grimsey
Someone sent a
FC.
new comment. Oh, glory, glory, Grimsby. You know what? My friend who was with me watching the shootouts, Wallah al-Azim, he's also English. He supports Hull City, funny enough.
Right.
Tamam? You know what this guy does? He posts on his story, glory, glory, Grimsby as well, with the
Yeah,
picture of like
man.
the Grimsby
Shit.
fan celebrating on
Even
screen.
even Hamza was saying this Grimsey town or whatever is known for fish and chips, man. I mean,
Man, I'm sorry,
I,
United. There's only
I,
one thing to
I I
be said.
challenge you to name one player, man. I don't know a
I
single
don't.
person.
There was some guy named Warren. That's the only guy I remember from that game.
I remember
And
this
some
guy
guy,
Sweeney that he pocketed. What's his name? Ahmad Diallo.
and, and then some guy, I forgot goal. He had some weird name as well. Forgot his
Who?
name. That had Harris. I forgot his name. The one who was
But man, Onana
Why Onana
single-handedly
3 penalties
right.
saved and it still goes in. Bro,
12,
no, no.
12
Well,
penalties, not a single
Sammy,
save.
Sammy, Tuwani, but
And also
You're finished. You're finished. Wallahi, you're finished. Wallahi, you're finished.
Onana needs this. He needs this.
yeah, oh man, this guy, man, the two goals are his fault.
Oh yeah,
Plus,
yeah, 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 yeah.
and the
The second one
penalties, man.
especially. The second one especially. I don't know what.
Both, bro, both. He scored from the the close angle, and the second one he wanted to knock the ball out away, and he screwed that up too. And 12 shots, 12 penalties, not a single one. Come on, man. If I have better chance of saving a penalty than Onana, I genuinely do.
Bro, bro, I'm not the best in goal, and I think I do too, bro. It's mad.
Wow, man, it's just ridiculous. Onana has literally Onana has to not play anymore. To be honest, that performance he single-handedly screwed Manchester United and nailed them and just put the nail in the coffin, for them.
But
Amarim, I don't know, man. Amarim just came up with a very aggressive, in the press conference, and he said a lot of things, and it seems that
interview as
the
well.
relation. I think he's gonna leave. I really
I
think he's
think
gonna
it's,
leave.
by the way, I wanted to ask you, like, do you think when he leaves, because eventually he will be gone, do you think when he joins his next team, he'll be back to doing something? Because some people think he's genuinely like this bad. The thing is, for me, my thoughts on Amarim is I don't think he's this bad, but what I generally think he's trying to do is I just think he's trying to run these players into the ground, like as in like he's trying to send a statement to the Man United board. And Man
Look,
United probably some of these players
mm,
they're looking at it and they're like,
mhm.
yeah, what the hell is the point of me performing if that's what you're doing to us?
I don't
You know,
know. To be honest.
and you know the bit in which I talk about in which it's beyond the board, right? Is for me, I feel like they do this weird thing in which they don't have an identity. So what they'll do is they'll sack a manager when they're not doing good, which is fine. No, fine. Mafi mushkila. But then what they
Mhm.
do is they go get a manager of a different profile and a different identity. It doesn't work.
That's not just the issue.
And then you let them get their own players, and then by then
That's the
everyone has a
problem.
mixed
That's
match
the
in
problem.
like the whole.
Exactly.
It's like
Yes.
it doesn't work like that, bro. It just
Yes.
doesn't work. Everyone has to have an identity and get a player that suits that identity. And
Because
imagine,
the Glazers are still, operating in similar manner where Sir Alex Ferguson was still here. Sir Alex Ferguson ran the club from top to bottom, and
Mm.
including the transfers and the negotiation. I mean, he led it all, and you cannot find a person nowadays that can run the football club like Sir Alex Ferguson did, and even Arsene Wenger as well used to do in Arsenal. You don't find those managers anymore. You find a coach, and you need a director, and you need a board, and you need a hierarchy, you need a structure, and the best I think structure that we've seen so far is Manchester City. They won like a lot of trophies, and that model actually works. And secondly, also Liverpool, that showed that the board and the structure they had actually placed them where they are right now. And we've seen it even Jurgen Klopp when he was there, and he wanted to buy several players from Borussia Dortmund. He used to coach Borussia Dortmund, so he wanted a couple of players from there, like Branded and all that crap. And Liverpool just said
William
no.
Grant, he wanted Royce, another one I remember.
What?
I was saying he wanted William Brandt and Marco Royce.
Yes, he wanted those players, but Liverpool said
And
no, and they
Mario
got him.
Götze is another one. When he didn't work out at Bayern, he wanted to take him again.
Yes, and Liverpool said no, and they got them Sadio Mane and Salah, and the rest is history.
Yeah.
Nobody can deny those players actually delivered for Liverpool. They delivered the Champions League, they delivered the league, and why I'm insisting on this is the right model is because when Klopp left and Slot came, they won the league. That means they have the foundation, they have the base, to build on, and it's ran, from a hierarchy point. And this is where Manchester United didn't do, and they went with Ten Hag, and they bought a lot of players for a lot of money, and look at those players right now, like Anthony for 80 mil or 90 million euros, and all these players. Like you said, every manager comes in and brings his own player, and now you have this weird ass formation, weird ass players, and they're not really matching together, they're not meshing together, they're not gelling together. So I mean, Manchester United will have to go through a serious overhaul from top to
Yeah, they
bottom.
do. They do, bro. I'm telling you, until they actually find an identity, start from scratch.
Big up Godfrey.
Yeah, big up everybody in the chat, by the way. Yeah, slap the likes and subscribe. But as I was saying, to both channels
Yeah.
as well, because we're live both channels. But as I
Mhm.
was saying, and the names are down there, just go check them out. But as I was saying quickly, yeah, it's just until they start from scratch, they ain't getting anywhere because like they don't know what they want to do. It's like they just go with the motion every single time. Go with the motion. And then a
Right.
manager that comes in, he wants his players and they give them all the rights to the players. I'll give you the best example. When we sold Matthias de Ligt, not like we should have ever done that, but we did, right? Who do you think? Why do you think he went to Man United? Because he felt like he was wanted by Ten Hag. Ten Hag wanted that player. Same as when we let go of Mazraoui for the wrong reasons. But anyway, we let go of him.
He's performing very well, by the way, even though Manchester United is shit. But
right. But he was wanted by Ten Hag. You know what I'm saying? So again, it comes down to the point that the managers get too much power in deciding the players that they want, but then at the same time, once they don't do well, you sack them. You know,
agreed.
You know, but again, the sacking bit is not my problem, because when you don't do good, obviously you have to try something different. My thing is, then find an identity and go with it, and let the club actually do something. Get a director, let him identify players. Go get scouts. Let the scouts do the scouting. You know,
sure, I agree.
But they just don't do that.
I think we transitioned as Arsenal as well. I mean, we seen Berta came in, and he brought Gyökeres instead of Cisco, and I'm happy that happened, because that says that okay, now we're having a football director. Yes, there are some signings from Arteta, such as Madueke. I'm sure Madueke was not Berta's signing, and Zubimendi were already signed from January, so it wasn't really Berta. Berta just completed the paperwork. So, but moving forward, I think Berta is going to take over the negotiation. He's going to take over the transfer and what targets, what players to bring. And a lot of times now I see Arteta coming out and saying it's up to the board and Berta. And I'm happy to see that, because Arteta is not a bad coach, but when you stick your nose into things like this, and you think that you don't understand much, and you think this is the player for you, or that, or this and that, and you ended up shooting yourself in the foot and spending all this money from your club, 60, 70, 80 million. I mean, you cannot keep spending in that way and expect to keep spending until you get it right. The only club that I've seen that does that is Chelsea, because they sell their own assets and to get this done.
Yeah, we'll talk about Chelsea. But I just remembered something about Chelsea. Speaking of
money, they sold their hotels. They sold their women's football club. So it's I don't know how Chelsea's operating.
Man United sold Argentinian Ronaldo, man.
Oh, Garnacho.
Argentinian Ronaldo, man. That's what
we got the Here We Go as well. It's like 40 million pounds, so it's like around 50.
Yeah, man. And Jackson is almost gonna join Bayern München as well.
I heard.
On loan. Yeah,
thank
man.
God. Thank God he's not coming to us, because he was linked to Arsenal.
Bro, you know what it is? I'll be honest, bro. I've seen a lot of so-called bums join us and somehow do something, bro. If this guy is one of them, I'll be impressed. I'll be so impressed, but I just don't see it. You know, I just don't. But anyway, that's a different discussion. But on Chelsea though, they actually cooked West Ham, man. They cooked West Ham 5-1.
They did.
And obviously, we just talked about earlier, one of the games that they get is us. Another game they get in the Champions League is Barcelona. I don't know if you knew this.
Against Barca.
They get to play Barcelona, yeah, at Stamford Bridge. Bring it, run it back, the disgrace. It's effing disgrace. Run it back.
So was it 2011, right?
Nine.
Oh, 2009. No, it was not just 2009. The one where Iniesta scored.
Yeah, 2009. 2009. That was the same semi-final that you lost to United.
You had to do that.
I had to remind you, yani. What way can I remind you?
You had to be a dickhead about it. That's fine.
Hey, to be fair, at least you made the semi-final in 2025 ever since.
Yeah, that's true. But we'll see, man.
Real Madrid, win the Real Madrid trophy. Beat Real Madrid trophy, guys.
Look, man, I don't want to sound arrogant, but we always beat Madrid in the...
I don't know how, bro. That needs to, that's so random, bro. Of of all teams, that's so random. So you lose to all the Barças and Bayerns in the knockout stages, but then when you play Real Madrid, you knock them out. It makes no sense.
Yeah, man. We have the script for Madrid.
You know what? I mean, to be fair, that tie, fair play to you. I can't even lie. Like, fair play.
But back to Chelsea. Chelsea is one team I think is gonna be in the title race. They're gonna compete.
Yeah. They will.
They're definitely gonna compete. Chelsea, um, Arsenal, City, and Liverpool. I think it's gonna be a four horse race. United is way far. Even Tottenham. Tottenham also signed a player recently.
Yeah, they're about to sign Xavi Simons. I can't believe it.
And
by the way, so Chelsea fans want to
Chelsea.
talk about us being, oralist, and all this stuff. About reject this, reject that. Can we talk about Simmons rejecting you now? If that's okay, so we can keep the same energy.
Honestly,
No?
I don't think Xavi Simons rejected Chelsea.
No, because it's the Volta thing. The same exact thing happened that you're about to say, but they didn't want to keep the same energy. That's where I'm going with this, Malik. Well, I know what you're about to say, and you're correct, but it happened with me too.
I think Chelsea just didn't approach Leipzig and finalize, the transfer.
What happened is the Nkunku thing happened with us, but he's now going to Milan. And the Nicholas Jackson thing as well, because we want loan, and we wanted loan with Nkunku, but obviously they want permanent so they can get Xavi Simons. That was the whole point. Because I've talked to some Chelsea fans as well. That's what they said. In reality, it's just, it's one of those ones. It's just like Simons was, again, players change their minds, guys. I've said this so many times. They just change their minds. And Simons just did the same. He just did the same because of what's going on.
We have here Dylan saying Chelsea are waiting for sales. Chelsea.
That's what. Yeah, exactly. That is true, by the way. That's what I'm saying.
Are they looking for Jackson, Nkunku? Who else?
Nkunku. That's all I know. Apparently, this George, but that whole evil Saka brother. I don't know that people call him George.
The evil Saka brother.
Apparently, Bayern are looking to get him on loan if they don't get Jackson on loan. But it's just.
So what I'm trying to say is it's not a significant figure that are going to get out of those players, right?
Yeah. But I think the Jackson one I think is going to be on loan. This whole George brother, I think he's linked to Roma, if I'm not mistaken, as well. Like he's linked with also Roma.
Even if it's a loan or anything, so it means that they're not going to really get any amount of money. So
I'm not sure if I saw somewhere that they linked to. I think he's linked to Roma now.
They need a defender. They need a goalkeeper. I don't know why they keep going for the attackers, man. They need a goalkeeper. They need a defender because Colwell got I think an ACL, if I'm not mistaken. So they're really going to suffer from the backside, not the front.
Yeah. So it says Roma have made an offer to sign Tyreek George. Bayern also shown interest, but they have explored a loan. Chelsea's preference is to do a permanent deal with them.
Wait, Dylan, what do you mean by they masked it, and that's their problem? The 100 million.
That 100 million masked their problems.
Oh yeah, Chelsea. When it comes to sales, that's something I have to give to Chelsea. Is when it comes to sale, they really get the amount they want. If it's a 40 mil, 50 mil, 60 mil, they get it. Especially when Arsenal comes in the picture, they always buy the Chelsea bums. Havertz and Madueke. We gave them between those two around 110 million pounds. I mean, that's a lot of money for players that are not really in that level or not anymore in that level. Because Havertz, when he came, he really had really bad seasons before that in Chelsea, and Madueke is not even a starter at Chelsea. So, and we paid 50-something million for him. So that's upsetting that we're funding Chelsea.
Yeah, it is what it is, isn't it? So
no, it's frustrating, man. And I'm not gonna forget the Peter Cechs of those world. I'm not gonna forget the Williams and all those crap players that we got from Chelsea. Raheem Sterling.
How did you get Raheem Sterling?
William Gallas. Man, I can go on. The list can go on, man.
Bro, I was hoping Leroy Zani was one of them, but now he's at TK's other club. So
Uh,
listen, man, we need a sacrifice by Man City and then man on Galatasaray. That's a different conversation. But
Manchester City, on the other hand, now moving to Manchester
yeah,
City.
yeah, they lost to Tottenham, by the way, bro. What's going on with these brothers?
Look, Tottenham is considered to be their boogie team, and in the Premier League, they always, nail City when it doesn't matter. When it mattered, because if they drew with City or won against them that game, we would have won the league, but the bastards lost. But City in general are not looking so good, to be honest. They're not, and they paid a lot of money to fix up those gaps they have from between January and the summer. It's really a lot of money they spent, and somehow or for some reason Guardiola is unable to find and a solution for the team or the best 11 out there. I'm seeing Haaland starting to create, and they're not really feeding him the chances they used to feed before. Is it because they don't have the KDBs of this world? I hear a lot of City fans really upset and about it. And we heard also Hamza going on a rant about not having elite players like you used to have, like the KDBs and the Riyad Mahrez and Sane and all these players they used to have that actually used to create a lot of chances. So I don't know what's happening with City at the moment, but they looked really, really bad. But I think Tottenham, I mean, kudos to them, pun intended. They nailed City, but I don't think it's the downfall of City. It's not like the Manchester United one. It's not like City will not jump back, and it's still early. And City only start to really play well from, I would say, late December, January onward, and then you see the City go in a crazy run where they win long winning streaks, and that's where they are at the
Yeah,
peak
but the
of the
competition
performance.
is bigger, I think, in the Prem this season. That's where they have to be very, very, very careful, though. Like I
Yeah,
think say
mhm.
City will find a way to get back. I understand, but they have to be very careful, though. I still think they need to be around the mix somewhere. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes, I do, and I don't really care much about what City does. I care about what my team does, but at the same time, I'm looking at my opponents or my direct threats in the team, and I'm happy that they lost, and I'm gonna be happy if City loses. I'm gonna be happy because I know Tottenham are not gonna be sustainable until the end, and I'm gonna be happy if Liverpool loses. And I'm gonna be happy also if Chelsea loses. Those are the main contenders in my eyes. Those three teams that I think they have the resources and the capabilities and the to reach and win the league. And I hope they lose all the games, man. That's all I care about.
No, fair enough, bro. Fair enough. Um, is there any other team we can talk about? Because I think we've talked about nearly every team, right?
Premier League top six, yes. If you want
You know what?
to,
Quickly, do you think Isak will now leave now this whole
I
Volta?
was gonna ask you that, but I really, you kept talking about something else, and I forgot to ask
No,
you.
no, no. I was thinking we need to get back to this conversation. I think this is what we should
Yes,
talk
that's
about.
true. Yeah, yeah, you're right. We kind
We
of missed
kept on
that part.
deflecting too much. Now, my apologies. Um, Isak, I think this is the one we need to talk about. So, what are we saying? Like, I actually want to hear your opinion before I say.
Well, I think if if Liverpool meets the financial request and demand from Newcastle, which is, excuse me, around 150 million pound, then they'll let him go. I mean, it's just a matter of I don't think they've reached that evaluation. They almost there. I think their last offer was 135. I think, if I'm not mistaken.
I,
So
I, I, I would believe so.
if they meet them halfway through, let's say 140, 145, I think Newcastle will allow, they will green light this transfer, and they will get the money, because I don't think they will get this amount later on, and especially if the player insists on not playing, and they will lose the value of the player. I know that our people, when it comes to Newcastle, the Saudis are really stubborn. They wouldn't care about the amount of money, but I think it will be also stupid for missing out on such a hefty amount that you can really cash in, and you're getting that money, even though you signed one good striker for 90 or 80 million, which is the German striker that you just mentioned at the beginning of the
Yeah,
video.
Newcastle, yes.
Yes, so you're cashing out 150 mil or 140, whatever the amount is almost double the investment that you made on Isak when you signed it from Real Sociedad. So I think that's when it comes to business and when it comes to the betterment of the club. I think that would be the right decision, is to sell him and not keep him against his will.
But bro, I'll be real. Not just Saudis, Middle Easterns in general. Like we're the type of people that's like, if you don't want to be here, us, we'll move on. But I think the problem is we're also, here's the thing that I think a lot of people don't know about this. When it comes to value for money, Tara, we can also be a bit stubborn as well. But we
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be.
and we don't
We
like
could be
people twisting
blind.
our hands. We don't like people
No,
twisting
it's
our
because
hands.
like yeah, we value money. We value money too much, man. We value money too much. You know what I mean? But in the football terms, I've seen like Nasser Khalifi's like splash money. I've seen you know what's his name in Man City. They usually splash money. You know,
Mm, mm.
of Saudi Pro League teams splash money. You know, I've seen us when it comes to football. It's like we like to invest. We just don't care. Like for us, we just want to like get. Bro, if you don't want to be here, خلاص انقلع. We'll go get somebody else that want to be here.
But
هذه أهم شيء.
you have to take in consideration, Newcastle are not able, even though
Exactly.
they have the
Yeah.
richest owners in the Premier League, and let me just read. Will have to be a high price considering.
Well, we'll have
That's
to.
the
Yeah.
thing, Dylan. I think it's not just about the high price. It's also take in consideration the regulations that the Premier League has, which is the FFP and the PSR, and since you are not really a big club in terms of revenue making, such as United, such as Arsenal, such as Chelsea, where your revenues are directly coming from sales on player sales, so that really will help you to keep your books healthy and makes you able to invest elsewhere and get more players. I mean, with 150 mil you can get easily 3 good players to reinforce the team and make it better and better. I mean, you'll have to grow slowly. You cannot just grow from a zero to hero like City did back in '08. It's not possible anymore. So you'll have to find a way to grow faster. So the fastest way to make money and get your books clean. I'm not. I wouldn't say clean. I mean, get them healthy. Is
Healthy
to
is the
do.
word. Yeah.
Yeah, healthy is to do it through player sales, and you almost doubled, if not more than double, the investment you already made from Real Sociedad signing, which is Isak. Plus, the player doesn't want to play, so your relationship with him is already fumbled, and you're gonna go head to head against him, and you want to just it's not really good. It doesn't really send a good message, not even in the dressing room, not to the fans. Nobody wants to have such a situation in the club. I mean, if it was me as the owner, I would sell him with the amount that I'm requesting, which is 150 or 140 million, and I would just get over it and sign good players.
Yeah. But yeah, man. I'll be honest. If I am Newcastle right now that Baltimore is here, خلاص, just let the guy go. Just let him go.
Plus that you already reinforced your attack, so you already have a player in
Like
place.
the Arab owners, I usually know, and I don't mean personally. I
Mm,
mean generally
mm.
for
You
like
think they will allow him within those 2 days?
like the ones I know, and bro, even business
Tell me your
people.
opinion, by the way. You didn't tell me your opinion.
Yeah, no, exactly. I was like, I think he. First of all, I think he will eventually go now because that was the whole
Mhm.
point of them paying 90 million for him. Is Halas. I think they realized after Romayan went to ASAC and spoke to him personally and said, "Yeah, I don't want to leave. I don't want to stay. I want to leave." I think they realized Halas. There's no point in keeping him. Halas. Now we have to go get somebody. They got Valtemada. He's been there, done. Now I think Isak will go. Yeah, I think it's done.
Do you
I
think
really do.
Liverpool will pay the 150?
I don't know about paying the 150, but I think what will happen is they'll probably like negotiate their weight. Maybe like I wouldn't be shocked if it's 130.
But they already had
130,
that offer. It was
130,
rejected.
and then you give like an add-on or something.
Okay, fair.
Because by the way, you also have to realize now that they got Nick Voltemada,
Mhm.
now the power is in Liverpool's hands, realistically.
You mean
And like, actually, no. But then, to be fair, if you have a striker, they can literally rot this up because they have a striker. They're not Newcastle not really hurt.
yeah, but it doesn't seem like a smart move, you know.
I mean, yeah, it's not a smart move in a sense that they lose money out of him.
Yes. But from pure financials, I'm saying, you know,
yeah, if we're talking financials, then yeah, Liverpool have the power. But then again, also keep in mind next summer, by then maybe Isak might actually have thought, you know what, there's Barcelona, there's PSG, there's this. Now he has more options, so maybe he could change his mind, and then that's where Liverpool loses.
But if the Newcastle are not gonna play him or summon him, it's gonna be, you know.
But in January they'll be like, yeah, we may have to just bin him and lose money. That's the problem.
You think he's gonna, you know, stick with the evaluation for 150 if they sell him in January or next summer? I don't
No. By the way, after this summer, whatever evaluation that they do of 150 makes zero sense.
Right, it's going to decrease, especially if his game
because
time.
Your value drops if you're not playing.
Exactly, that's what I mean. If you're gonna bench him, rot him like you said, and keep him in the bench or whatever, his value is gonna drop, and that's the thing.
Bro, Wissa is not starting over Voltemada. Voltemada joined for 19 million. Come on, bro.
They signed already Wissa, I think, yeah, as well.
I don't know that I don't think they have. They signed Voltemada.
Wissa, they had him as a short list, I remember, but they didn't actually go.
Yeah. But but generally, what I was about to say though is like, if I'm Romean or anybody, by the way, they need a director for one. They need to get a director. I don't know what they're doing. Two, just let the guy go. Yeah, the top owners that I know, they'll be like, you know what, I don't care. Boom, next. You know, simple as that. Well, simple as that. Because bro, you have to understand, like, when so much money is on the line, like, I ain't got too much time to waste trying to deal with this mashakal. Well, I ain't got too much time for this crap. So just move on. You know what I mean? Like, that's the mentality I've noticed a lot of Arab owners have been having. It's like, I'm not here to like BS here. Like, you either want to be here or you don't. Don't want to be here? Okay, ma'asalama. Next.
Yeah, but that's 140 million BS.
Well, yeah, I think that's the problem. It's the 100. Yeah, I think. But then again, if the money is too big, that's when they're like, "Oh shit."
Yeah, man. I mean, nobody actually can, just ignore the fact that it's 140 mil, bro. It's just a lot of money. It's a lot of money.
حبيبي ما تقصر. وسهلا. No work, حبيبي.
So, yeah, man. I don't know, man. It's very interesting to see what's gonna happen the next 2 days. It's gonna be interesting to see, especially the Isak situation. I was hoping for a Bomba for Arsenal, but it seems that Arsenal are not gonna get anybody. I mean, they're happy with the players they signed, Isak and the defender that will sign from Bayer Leverkusen. So I think that's our summer. I mean, it's not bad, to be honest. I'll give that summer 7 out of 10, to be honest.
Yeah. But anyway, I think that's about it, because I need to also prepare for the watch along. The lineup's out. You know what I'm saying? And if I look at this lineup right now,
all right,
I don't know how I'm supposed to feel. Inzaghi, man, this brother really likes Nasser al-Dosri, doesn't he? This guy's playing a 4. Oh, he's playing a 4. I don't know. I think it's 4-3-3. He's playing Cancelo, Mut'ab al-Harbi, because Hernandez can't play. He got that red card against Feyenoord, and it's affecting us now for some reason.
Okay.
I think it's because he left Europe. Koulibaly, Hassan Timbakti, hello. Neves, Nasser al-Dosri, Savic, Salam Al-Dosri, Malcolm and Nunes is starting. Yeah, salam.
But who else are you gonna play? I mean, that's your strongest players.
To be honest, who's in our bench? Let me tell you, because if Mitrovic, he needs to get to full speed. I think actually when I did my preview, I think that's about the lineup that I could. The only one that didn't happen
Tiggy is
is
in Qadsiya, Godfrey.
yeah, Rategi is in Qadsi. Yeah, he played against my team after the international break. But yeah, For now, that's about. Like I see Kyle Cesar that can come off the bench. Yumkin, if anything happens, then then the other Saudi guys. That's about it.
Yeah, you're starting your most, the
No,
strongest
you know what
lineup.
it is? We have Mitrovic, but Mitrovic needs to get back to full speed. He needs to get back to full speed.
We'll see.
know. So
Well,
but anyway, there you
Good
go.
luck, man. For me,
Thanks.
we're gonna wait for Arsenal versus Liverpool, so that will be an epic game. That will be on the 31st, which is 2 days from now.
Yeah. By the way, I have just done, for those that are interested, I will put the preview for the Bayern game later on today. I literally did it before we started the show. I recorded it already, so I will put that out there later. But for now, I'm gonna prepare my watch along and go from there. So yeah, but because I'm not going live immediately right now, I'll redirect to somebody else. Because I do need to set it up still, and I don't want to keep you all waiting forever. So until then, who can we raid? Let's see. Khanshuf. Well, guys, like, subscribe for both channels. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And inshallah, you're all good, man. Go check socials and all that stuff. El Mohem, the one who is live at the moment that we could raid. You know what? We'll raid Carefree Lewis. Screw it. We'll raid him. He's live. Anyways, guys,
All right, man.
take care and see y'all next time in a bit.